Hey yo, this is your boy with Cardinal Lawn Life. What's going on, lawn monsters? I am currently going live as of right now tonight. I know it's been a while. I know I had said that I was going to be on here, this and that and yada yada yada. Well, I've been actually so busy as of right now. And this week I'm actually going to be busy as we speak and as we talk. Um, and life goes on as we speak. This video is going to go from 7:30 to probably about 8:20. Only because it's getting to where it's late and I don't want to be on here too long. Now, if I would have started from like the afternoon, which I'm actually going to talk about that later on in the video of this live, where people need to start watching, during late at night, like I am doing now, or not too late at night, but watching and knowing this content. I'm trying to get to where I can actually get more content, more of everything, more likes, subscribes, and subscribers, and sharing, and all that input. And I think that in a live, you could actually have a friend or something go live with you, and stuff like that. But here's the thing. I don't know how all that works with, I don't know how all that can go about. Um, but there's going to be a time and a place for everything, but I'm going to try to talk into my sister one of these days to see if whenever I do my live, if she'll be able to go with me, and stuff like that, or I could actually have her on the live with me, and you guys can meet her, say hi, whatever. I just want to try to get some more content out there like I can when I'm out there as of now. But y'all stay tuned. I'm gonna be right back. I gotta do something. All right. So I'm back again with another YouTube live. So as of right now, this live is going to be a little bit shorter than what it is going to be like. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about what's going on as of right now. I actually have a business Facebook. Now, it's going to be Jonathan Dasher, and you can see what I had posted on there and stuff right now as there is. Now, I can accept friends and stuff, but it's going to be more than likely a job interview on Messenger and stuff like that. Now, I'm going to tell you, I interviewed so many people today. It was a kid that lived around in the area. I did an interview on him today, and I told him to be looking forward for a phone call. Sorry, go. He he actually is wanting a job. To me, he was like, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you a little bit of an info for him. He's just like a young kid. He's a good kid. He's just looking for some time. You know, uh, he's looking for a good summertime job. Somebody that can, teach him a few things. I asked him a couple of questions. He was pretty straightforward with me. He was honest, and that's something like if you do it, that's with anybody. If you have an interview, you want to be just about where you want to be honest, not to lie, but you want to be pretty straightforward with person, and going in with it, trying to get more info with no matter what it could be with the business or whatever it could be. So I sat down on a messenger live little thing here talking. I said, what have you done? He said, I've raked and I've pretty much used a handheld blower, handheld weed eater. I said, have you ever trimmed trees with loppers, like tree trimming? He said, yeah, I've done that. um I said, okay, have you ever done mulch like in garden beds? And he said, yeah, I've done that. I said, have you ever done rocks? He said, yeah, I've done a little bit, but not too much. So it's like, okay. And I said, have you ever used hedge trimmers? And he said, what's that? And I said, well, it's a little tool that's got a blade on the front and a little handle, like a almost like a chainsaw type deal. Oh no, I never used one of them. I said, okay. Have you ever used an edger? He said, what's that? And I said, it's just a one blader. You just go across the sidewalk with it. He said, well, not really. I could use. I said, okay. What kind of tools are you capable of using? What would you be, you know, uh, okay with using? And he said, I can use a weed eater. I can use a blower. I said, have you ever used a mower? He said, yeah, I've used a push mower. You just pull a cord and you just go. And I'm like, okay. So, you can do a little bit of mowing. I said, yeah, well, I got electric push mower that we could sometimes use. He was really, he was pretty straightforward with me. He was honest. He was kind, and he's just a young kid looking for a summertime job. So I'm thinking that I got to see where I'm going to be at and how much money I'm going to be making before I can take. I told him in between the 12th or the 18th, just to be looking forward to a phone call to hear back from me to see whether or not he's got the job or not. So, and he was honest. He was pretty straightforward, and I don't ask that too much from people. I just honesty is the best thing for you. That's gonna be best policy you can do with people. You want to be honest. You don't want to sit there and just lie. Saying that, oh, I know how to do everything, this and that, and yada yada. So you want to be pretty straightforward, and that's how that young kid was. And I'm not going to mention his name, but he actually lived around in the area. I said, one of the other questions I had on the piece of paper for him was, I do have really quick. I said, I have a quick question for you. He said, what's that? Hit me with it. I said, do you bike to where you could follow me to job to job to job? He said, yes, I have a bike. I can go to job with you. I was like, okay. Well, again, just keep a close ear out, and either the 12th or the 18th, I can call you back, and we can get you out there. And he said, well, I just want to remind you, I have school. I said, well, pretty much the only time I could really get you in is during the summer, when everything starts kicking off and everything starts booming and business starts. Okay, that sounds good. But I said, again, you want to make sure that you're being straightforward with me. Like, if there's ever a time to, don't be frightened, don't be scared to ask questions, because if you don't know something, I tell this to people, if you don't know something, questions are free to be asked. Anytime you don't know anything, just ask the question. Don't be frightened. Don't be scared. Just, if you don't know something, I just ask, be pretty straightforward. But that's, you don't want to sit there and lie to anybody, especially if you knock on a door. You don't want to just stand there and just stare at them, because they might think that you're weird, you know. So you don't want to be pretty. You don't want to be, you are, but you just don't want to be looking weird. If you knock on a door, you don't want to just sit there. You want to be like, this is what I do. I trim people's yards. This is, you want help with your yard? I can do it. You don't want to just sit there and wait for something to be said to you. That's just weird. You don't want to be weird. So I just say from pretty straightforward, just be honest. Don't be weird. Just act normal. Especially when you're talking to people. You can't be shy. Now, I can tell you, there's nothing wrong with it. I was shy. Wait, I was shy a long time ago, and I ain't now. I'm just a normal human being that's trying to find jobs. That's all I am. A normal human being. I'm still pretty young. I'm still a young kid looking for jobs and being my own boss, looking for jobs to make money and build my business up. That's pretty much what I'm looking for. Now, I'm not being a weird kid to just looking around for, nothing. I'm not going to go driving around through the neighborhoods and looking through people's garage looking like I'm going to steal something. Again, I'm just a young kid trying to find business, you know? Now, that's something you got to watch out for. If you're out, no matter if you have a truck, a trailer, or a bike with a trailer, make sure that you have locks on all of your equipment. There's people out looking to steal something or snag something off of your trailer or whatever. I've I'm not gonna say that I've almost had it happen, but I have. Okay, I have. There's plenty of weird people that are looking to snag something off your trailer. So I always tell you, or I don't always say or tell anybody what goes on, but it's always to be safe than sorry. So make sure that you got locks on all of your stuff because, like I said, there's people out there looking to snag something. They don't, it's almost like they don't have the money to go and buy it. That's why they're looking to snag something off of your truck, your trailer, or out the back of your truck. You know, but I mean, if you got equipment offender racks with locks on it, and it's hard for people to steal, that's perfectly fine. Now, I looked it on YouTube. People can take. I'm not gonna give out no ideas. Never mind. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that one. But because if I give out any ideas on here, I could probably get in trouble. So I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut on that one. But so and the best thing is, if you see a sign on anybody's yard that says no soliciting, do not go up. If it says no trespassing, do not go up. If it says beware of dogs, I still wouldn't go up. If there wasn't a sign that said no trespassing, just beware of dogs, I still wouldn't go up because that could be, you know. And I want to go over this. Do not go into a mailbox. Whatever you do, if you're trying to start a business, whatever, do not go into a mailbox. It's a federal offense. You will go to jail. I'm just telling you from the get go. Okay, do not do it. So it's just if you're starting a business, and you see a person outside, it's okay to talk to them, but do not do what I just tell you to do. Do not go to it says no trespassing. Do not go into a mailbox. Don't do any of that because I'm telling you, you will go to jail or you will get in trouble. So don't do it. So there's a there's a saying, but I can't remember what the saying is. But it's and I'm going to tell you, there's some good clients out there, and I can name one right off the bat for you. But she's been a long time customer, and the one of them that I have is she's really good. She teaches me a lot. She, if there's something that I don't know or whatever, she tells me. If it dies, it dies. If it lives, it lives. And that's the main little thing that I like. And I'm going to tell you again, she also said wants and needs are two different things. So it's those are good sayings to look forward to right there. And if I like to go fishing, but if you're just too busy to go fishing, you're just too busy. I like that guy on the news. I like him a lot. And hey, Rolel, how you doing, buddy? You're trying to get better and better on coming in here. That's good. I appreciate you watching. Stay tuned because this is gonna get good, man. So it's an ongoing, thing, and the more people that I can get on this YouTube live is the it would be the best. Whether it's content, more content, or no content at all. But I am trying to get to where I can actually get fan mail, the silver play button on YouTube, and um, I was actually thinking about doing something. I'm not going to sit here and lie, but I was actually thinking about doing something. So Wednesday, I'm going to a customer's house, which is actually my sister, and I thought about taking my computer here and doing a live content. Okay. So those of you that would be interested on Wednesday afternoon sometime, I was going to take this. I don't know if it's going to be something that I'm going to do, but I was actually doing some thinking about it. If you guys like the idea, you can give me more thumbs up, or I mean, if you like the idea, you can comment down below here in the on the live chat here, and I can see. But if you like the idea, just comment down, and it's all. But I was actually doing some thinking, and one of the clients' houses that I'm, is thinking about doing was was taking my laptop and Wednesday at my sister's, place. It's gonna be a residential little property that I do. I was gonna take my electric push mower, my weed eater, blower, and edger, and I was gonna do a live content on YouTube Live here. I was going to take this, prop it up. You guys can watch me do work, and then there could be a time and place for everything. But I don't know if this would be something that you guys would be interested in. If it is something that you guys would be interested in, then you guys again can comment in the live chat here, and it would be something that I could do. But it would be during the summertime, basically, because during the summertime you're going to be cutting grass um, pretty much every week, and then when everything starts slowing down, of course it'll go to every 2 weeks, and then of course if it gets into the winter time, it's going to be like this where nothing's growing, and you can take a little bit of a lawn care break of the season. Now, I want to do wants and prayers here. I want to do some prayers here that I hope to God that I have a good hair season. I hope everything starts kicking off really good. And rest of you that that are watching right now have careers. And that's one thing about what I want to do here. I want to do a career game. Like I want to ask people what they do for a living, and stuff like that. And if they like it, they can I want to ask them what do they do for a career, what they do for a living, and pretty much it'll be like a get to know you type of game, and you get to know me, because I could ask you questions, you guys could ask me questions, stuff like that. So it's just a little bit of a content type of ordeal here. You know what I mean? It's just an ongoing content type of deal. Um, there could be more places than anything that you could actually follow up with. There could be more of me, like I'm going to tell you that there could be more of me doing yards than there is now. There could be more landscapers out there than there is now doing whatever it could be. But I'm going to tell you, landscaping will get harder and harder during summertime. And you guys if you guys were going to ask me why, It's because it gets so brutal out. And nothing gets easy in life. Everything, and it never stays the same in life. Everything changes. So, but if you guys want to, it was just something that I was thinking about, if I do a yard, go live, you guys could watch me do the work, and all of that. And if you guys like the work, you can, comment. And if you guys want to see more, of the YouTube of me working and getting out there and doing more yards and helping the business grow, that would be great too. And but here's the thing, my computer only works on Wi-Fi, so I don't know. And if I had a camera and a tripod, okay, this is one of my other ideas, is to get a GoPro, record the YouTube, go like use my camera, make videos, and then post them on here for YouTube, and with a little tripod and go around and all that other stuff. So it's like, you got to do what you got to do what you're doing within the lawn care business. Hey, Christopher Urich. So, I want to I want to be able to get a tripod to record and go live and then edit the videos so everybody can see. I'm still going to be doing what they call YouTube shorts, but if I get a GoPro tripod stand, it's going to change everything that's on YouTube. Like I'm telling you, it's going to be full-time videos of me doing the weeding, the edging, the mowing, the mowing, everything. So, but I'm not going to stay on here. I just wanted to come on, get to say hi, do everything. As of right now, there's like only 2 people in here, but I work on within the next 2 or 3 days. And I'm gonna tell you guys as of right now that if you guys want to, you guys can do the sharing, show it to friends and family, and if they like the content that I'm doing, they can watch more. Now I don't do the live chats every week. I do it every once in a while. Like if I ever feel like I want to go live, then I'm going live. If there's a day that I don't feel like live and stuff like this, I don't do it. But most likely I will be on here every once in a while. I don't want to come on here every week. Now I'll tell you, when I first started, I was going and going and going. But I'm slowing down just a little bit because this is new and I got to take my time learning a little bit more. But y'all take it easy. Get you something like soda, cold to drink, and I'll meet you here in the office. Cardinal Lawn Life out. Keep making money, boys. Keep mowing, keep growing, keep making money. Talk to you later.